Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of February 17th through the 23rd using the very popular Sadie stickers November 2024 mystery. As you can see, it is the Aurora Borealis one that is foiled in hollow, the most magical of all foils. I knew when I saw the mood board that I was gonna want this decorative kit because um not that I knew, but like when I saw the mood board, I immediately messaged who I would assume was Alicia, but I emailed the Sadie sticker, or not emailed, Instagram messaged, DM'd. Is that what it's called? Whatever. It's on Instagram. Whatever the terminology for that one is. Um, I immediately messaged her and I said, um, I love this mood board. Part of me hopes that this is going to be foiled in hollow. I know hollow's not a very popular foil color, but I'm praying, wishing from the bottom of my heart that it's in hollow. And I would presume it was Alicia. They responded and said, yeah, I was thinking of hollow, but like, and a lot of people don't like hollow, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that. Um, but seeing this kit now, one cannot deny that hollow was the best color choice, foil choice for this one, right? It just made the most sense, right? With the Aurora Borealis theming. Like, to me, the Aurora Borealis is the multitude of colors up in the sky. I've never seen it in person. But it is the multitude of colors. It's very magical, very ethereal. It like, from what I hear, is kind of like an otherworldly experience. And to me, hollow foil is just the magical foil color. I understand why it's not very popular. It doesn't, or at least now, it doesn't go with a lot of kits. Not every piece of clip art and the color stories in each of the clip arts works with hollow foil. But um when the collection calls for hollow, you do not deny the hollow foiling for the collection. Um And with that, I've talked through what happened in the date cover area. So for this kit, for this collection, the spread, I knew I wanted to bring that bottom washi that had the Aurora Borealis looking mist, whatever you want to call it, the stand-in, um, to be in the top because I just wanted that. Um, so I had to finagle with how to structure it, because like I personally enjoy pulling bottom washi up into the date cover area, um, to make it simulate like the sky or something overhead, not necessarily just the sky. Um, so that was my game plan. It was a matter of how to layer it. Um, because I ideally would have wanted it at the top, but it just looked silly with the swash. I think that's what it's called, the swashes from the decorative kit. So that's why we switched them. And then I wanted to use as many of these full boxes as possible because I just did like I just did. It's been a while since I did a stacked sidebar too. I think I'm trying to remember. I think I know for sure the last one I can think of off the top of my head is Saucy Stickers in October, but I don't think I've done like a fully. Oh no, I sort of did. It was also another Saucy Stickers. I like did a partial stack sidebar in at the beginning of the year. But yeah, it's been a while since I've done like a stacked sidebar like this. So it was my way of utilizing all of my full boxes as I could because like I didn't I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to be able to use this again, not until, next winter. Um so that's why I was like, let me make the most of this that I can. So, not that anyone's asking, but in case anyone is curious or is struggling to use hollow foil, which I find very interesting because I feel like a few years back, hollow was kind of like everywhere. Well, maybe not everywhere, but it was much more popular than it is now. Um, I feel like it was a much more regular foil in rotation. Um, so it's kind of interesting to me that it's no longer like we call it the three core foils now and not four core foils. It's just very interesting because I do like I look at older plan with me's and it's there. It's pretty I wouldn't say up like super popular, but it definitely would have been considered the fourth foil color. It still is, but I don't think we see it in the same frequency that we do now. Or we did back then. But if one is struggling because you do not use hollow very often, um, has your residential hollow girly, the title that I gave myself. I kid. I do not mean it in any sincerity. Um, I say my philosophy with hollow foil, in case you're curious, is since hollow is one of those louder foils, and by loud I mean um it's makes itself known, right? Sometimes with the other foil colors, if the light's not right, you can kind of confuse it for other foils, especially like light gold and silver. Some rose golds kind of don't look like rose gold, but a hollow foil, you see it, it's like, yeah, that's hollow. So since hollow foil makes itself known, the best path is to keep it simple with your layering, with the amount of foil, less in my opinion, less hollow foil, or maybe not less. The word I think I want to use is targeted or planned use of hollow foil. The more intentional you are with your hollow foil, the more impact it's going to have. That's just, that's just my philosophy. Um so like with the snow globe, right? I think there was a full box, or maybe it was one of the box swatches from the deco kit. I think it also had like the Aurora Borealis inside of the snow globe, or maybe it was one of the little deers or something. But I could have like layered around the snow globe with more hollow foil, but that would have been too much, right? It would have overwhelmed the spread, where I think um since hollow is such a loud color, you kind of need to rein it in. You need to control it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a free spirit, so you've got to like you got to pull her back. um I'm just being goofy. Um but yeah, so normally with a hollow kit, I usually do keep it simple with my layering, with my tilt. I don't usually tilt my boxes too much. However, with this kit, I did have the deco kit with it, and I wanted to pull some of those other elements in. Um, and I feel like in order to pull like the deco kit in, for me personally, um, restricting myself to remain in the column and to have those very like horizontal lines, um, makes it difficult to really incorporate the decorative kit to its fullest potential. So that's why I went ahead and didn't stay inside of the lines. I know there's only one other hollow kit where I also didn't do that. Actually, no, no, I think there's only been one hollow kit where I did it, but I feel like um yeah, I'm just making things up now. Sorry. No, I usually tilt boxes with hollow kits. The gaming kit was just the one I didn't do. For some reason, I feel like that's the kit that I like. That was my standard hollow. But we're moving on. I'm getting sidetracked here. So I purchased the like camera, like the foiled cameras from Sadie Stickers, and I knew I wanted to use one because I purchased it in hollow, and I was like, why did I do that? I'm just crazy like that, I guess. So I decided to kind of pair it with one of the Polaroids. Well, not kind of. I need to remove the word kind of from my vocabulary. I paired it with the one of the Polaroids from the decorative kit. And I was trying to finagle I think the problem with the washi paper, sometimes, not all the time, but I think with how pale these colors were, um, the kind of details or maybe it's mostly the Polaroids. Specific pieces in the decorative kit I think work better on premium matte paper versus washi paper, because it's really hard to tell that that's a Polaroid. But my thought process, sorry, I got sidetracked again. My thought process was to kind of make it look like the camera, even though it's not a Polaroid camera, took the picture that is in the Polaroid. That was my thought process. Um, and here I'm realizing, even though I didn't want to fully line these um boxes, because I used, like, I think it was the corners from the Pretty Pink Co. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. I didn't want to fully line every single box, but the boxes looked funny with just the little corners, so I just pulled in a header and just finished it off a little bit. It's kind of weird looking, but I still enjoy it. It's still pretty. We move on, right? It's fine. It's not the end of the world. So, I think I was contemplating whether I wanted to add more to this base, whether I was like done with the base. And I'm just pulling in some more hollow just to zhuzh it up. And I think at this point I wasn't sure if I wanted to add more. Um, so I went ahead and put the date covers in, although I kind of hate myself for putting the date covers in because they cover up so much of the details on that swatch or swash there. But I'm like in this weird space with date covers where I'm like, there's only like three places maybe I can use these, and since they're here, I might as well use them. That's usually my philosophy. But I feel like for this one, I really should have just went with just the scripts, because the date covers they do cover up a lot of details, in which for this one since I had all of those details in the date cover area, I should have just not covered it up. But what's done is done. I feel like when you use the washi paper, it's a little difficult to peel stickers off of the washi paper. I mean, that's kind of in general with the stickers, but washi paper in particular, compared to like transparent matte, you don't really have that same problem. But with washi paper, for sure, you do run into that issue a little bit. So that's that's that. I've got to figure out my date cover situation. I don't really know yet, but we move on. Um, and now looks like we're already on to the day by day, and I've rambled on enough about things. So we move on to the day by day. We start as we typically do. Where are we? Right here. We start as we typically do with a coffee Monday. And then I wanted to mark that we had light traffic. Like it was like strangely empty on the road. And normally Mondays, like Friday is the lightest day, followed by Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday's like the worst day. I have no idea why. Um, but yeah, it was even weirder. Like it was even emptier than usual. So I wanted to mark that. I'm gonna mark currently reading Fourth Wing, but I didn't start Fourth Wing on this day. I know I started. I think I read like 2 chapters, and then stopped the book for some reason, and then I came back to it. I think it was what was I? I think I was talking somehow. I ended up talking to Chelsea about it, or maybe I posted about it in the Instagram stories. That I picked it back up again, because I did the same exact thing with Akatar, where I like started reading it and then I just like stopped. Um, and I think it was some stories have like very slow beginning. And personally, I'm not a fan of Violet as a character. I enjoyed the book. Let me spoiler warning. I did finish the book. I did thoroughly enjoy the book. I'm not sure how I feel about Violet as a character, but that's a different conversation. So I resumed reading Fourth Wing at this point in time, and then I performed. That was very strange language. I recorded a voiceover that night on the Tuesday. It was a dumpster fire of a day. Most likely work related, because that's usually the only time I really use those, is when it's a really drama filled work day. So that's most likely what happened with that one. Um, I got some Happy Mail that day. It was I got some Sadie stickers, Happy Mail, and a package from Blissful Jade Designs. I did some filming that night, most likely the Happy Mail, but could have been planning something too. I don't really know when I like make my notes what like prompts me to write filming versus planning sesh. I guess most likely if it was just film, it probably was Happy Mail because how I usually do Happy Mail is if I know a couple of packages are going to be coming within a relatively short period of time, I'll just hold off. Um, Unless it's like the end of the month. Um, 'Cause the thing is, I talk a lot. If you if you haven't noticed, I tend to talk a lot, especially with happy mails. So I don't really like to do like huge happy mails because I'll end up talking forever. And you see how long my hauls are. So I don't usually like to do. I like to do happy mail filming in small batches. That way, I don't end up talking for hours and confused on why my voice is so dry. So that was most likely just filming some happy mail for that night. On Wednesday, we had a long and late day at work due to the ACTA not connecting. So the ACTA is in piece of equipment because equipment and instrument are two different things. It's a piece of equipment that needs a computer program to tell it what to do. So if the two pieces are not communicating, nothing gets done. So we were trying to figure out what was going on, why the computer wasn't communicating with the ACTA, or was the ACTA not communicating with the computer. We figured it out in the long run, but we had to wait around for like 45 minutes. Well, not wait around, but it took about 45 minutes to figure that out. So it was very infuriating because the longer it takes, the later your day goes, right? So we had a long day because of the ACTA. Since we had a long day, we went out for bar food that night, and then we came home and I did some planning. I played around with my stickers, and made me happy. On Thursday, I had a Dr. Coffee run, which is interesting because we did have the process called transfection that day, and I try not to like consume too much coffee because if you're inside the suite for hours, you don't really want to have to leave to go to the potty. So I don't usually drink that much coffee before long processing days. But I guess, I don't know. I decided I wanted a coffee that day. Mm. Maybe I really needed it. Maybe I really needed it. That night after work, we watched Sonic 3. Thoroughly enjoyed that movie. Um, as much as I love Jim Carrey, I feel like there was too much Jim Carrey and not enough Keanu Reeves as Shadow or Sonic. Don't get me wrong. I thought I was thoroughly entertained by Jim Carrey's performance as Ivo Robotnik and Dr. Eggman. But I feel like it's a Sonic movie, so I needed some more Sonic in it. But thoroughly enjoy it. Recommend it. If you really like the Sonic franchise, it's really funny. If you love Jim Carrey, he's a blast. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend any of the Sonic movies. They're surprisingly good for a movie franchise movie. Um, so Sonic. I also got some Happy Mail that night from Starlight Paper Studio and Paper Trail Plans. On Friday, I took the day off. I just needed a mental health day after, the last week where people were taking days off. I needed a day off. So I took my mental health day. Um During my day off, I did some planning. And then we played trains with Bub on Friday. Our local bagel place had put out some new specials that we wanted to try, so we had bagels for breakfast. And I also had like it was like a Lucky Charms latte or something like that. It had marshmallows and this thing called like what is it, cereal infused milk or something like that. It was interesting. I don't know if I would have it again, but it was an interesting experience. Um the sandwiches were good. The sandwiches were good. The latte was okay. I took a nap with Bub and then we just went around to the mall and had some fun at the mall. On Sunday, Sunday, we visited the local arboretum. Bub was feeling sick. It wasn't from Legoland because Legoland was the day before. Um, but um, I think he got sick earlier in the week, and it was just manifesting on this day. He's good. It was just like runny nose, a little bit of cough, but kids get sick. It's just what happens. And then my husband, after watching Dungeons and Dragons, he was watching Dungeons and Dragon campaigns on YouTube. So we had finished, and he got me hooked. It's the same with the Marble Olympics. He got me hooked. So we finished watching the finale for one of their campaigns, the Ox Venture. I'm pretty sure that's the YouTube channel. It was the Weird Wood campaign. They finished their campaign up there. So we watched the finale together, and that is the spread, and that is the video. I love Hollow. Look how great this turned out. It's so sparkly and happy and magical. Um, but yes, that is the spread. Here are the kit leftovers. I'm gonna have to probably, well, not probably. I will have to wait till next December, or not. It'll be this December, not next December. Next winter is what I was trying to say. Next winter to use the remainders of this kit. But I'm gonna be super happy when I get to use it because it's hollow and I'm super excited. I did debate about using this kit for my birthday, but I've got another special hollow kit lined up for that one. So maybe we'll use this in my bullet journal for December, or at least for my birthday week. We'll see. But that's kit leftovers. Got plenty left. See what we do with it. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you gave the video a like. Leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.